Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Now at 7 o'clock, a Central Kentucky man is behind bars after police rule a toddler's death homicide. Plus, nearly a year later, police say the theft of a large quantity of premium bourbon may have been an inside job. And the Cats take on UL Monroe today at Commonwealth Stadium in an afternoon showdown. We have these stories and more, plus breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning to you on this Saturday. I'm Whitney Wetzel.
And I'm Mike Linden. Whitney, it's been quite a week. I mean, we had a tornado outbreak earlier in the week.
Right.
It's been wet for the rest of it, and we head into this weekend with those damp conditions extending right into Saturday and into Sunday as well. So check it out. This is Live First Alert to Fender, and right now, probably the best part of the day. Not really seeing very much rainfall. Now, there is some to the southeast of Fayette County, so if we take a look at what's going on, we're tracking some showers along I-75 there, pushing into Laurel County. So London, Manchester getting in on some of those showers, and if we push eastward, right now Jackson and Breathitt County getting in on the action. But it certainly has calmed down over the past several hours, most of that rainfall beginning to become more scattered in nature. But coming up, here's what I'll be talking about. The damp conditions continue this weekend with more wet weather on the way, potentially even some strong and severe thunderstorms working their way back into Kentucky. I'll show you exactly what I'm tracking in about 10 minutes.
Mike, thank you. A Boyle County man is behind bars this morning after a child's death was ruled a homicide. Investigators say he injured the child that morning, which then led to his arrest. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with more on this story. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Whitney. State police say a man supposed to be caring for a one-year-old child killed him. The caretaker, 25-year-old Joseph Adams, is now charged with murder. Adams was arrested yesterday afternoon in Boyle County after police say he injured the toddler, causing the severe trauma that led to the child's death. Police tell us Adams is the boyfriend of the child's mother. We're told he hurt the 13-month-old at a home in Junction City. The child's mother was not available for comment, but we did speak with neighbors who say they are grieving as if the toddler was one of their own.
It is a very sad day today. It just feels like one of my own has passed away, you know. It hurts so bad.
Adams is being held in the Boyle County Detention Center. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. Police still have not made any arrests for the murder of an elderly Rowan County man. They say a friend found 82-year-old Lloyd Sounders dead Thursday in the driveway of his home near Moorhead. Police ruled Sounders' death a homicide. The coroner says he died of multiple sharp and blunt force injuries.
I was devastated. A man that would give you his shirt right off of his back. And for someone to do something to him, it just wasn't right.
State police tell us at this point they do not have a motive for the murder. They also do not have any suspects. New this morning, Lexington police are investigating an overnight burglary at a local business. It happened just before 12:30 this morning at Emperor's Cleaners on Richmond Road. Police say someone was passing through the area when they noticed a window had been knocked out at the dry cleaners. According to investigators, a man threw a rock through the window of that building and then took some cash. Police say right now they do not have a description of the suspect. Nearly 1 year ago, a thief stole thousands of dollars worth of rare bourbon from a Franklin County distillery. Despite many tips and leads since then, investigators have not been able to track down the stolen Pappy Van Winkle bourbon. But could they be close now to cracking the case? WKYT's Garrett Weimer talks to the Franklin County Sheriff.
Like a lot of stories with questionable endings, this one started with some whiskey. 65 cases of Pappy Van Winkle bourbon, investigators say, stolen from the Buffalo Trace distillery.
And from there, it just went viral.
It's been a high-profile case, but even after more than 100 interviews in the past year, Franklin County Sheriff Pat Melton says the search continues for the $26,000 in missing liquor.
It's not like you've got a ring or a watch or a vehicle. You know, you've got something that is a consumable good, if you will, a lot of bottles, and trying to track that down and what actually happened to it and how they went out and everything else. I mean, it's been a challenge from the start.
Now Melton says investigators think they know what happened and who did it. They just have to prove it. I reached out to a spokesperson here at Buffalo Trace for their reaction. She tells me they won't comment since it's an ongoing investigation. Melton says they still think the theft was an inside job.
There's no way that amount of liquor just gets up and walks out of a secure area. It had to have some help.
And even as the days pass, Melton believes they'll crack the case, and 64 others of the world-famous bourbon. In Franklin County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Sheriff Melton says his office still gets tips and leads to help in the case. If you have any information that could help, call the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. Another major retailer has announced a data breach. Sears Holding Corporation, which operates Kmart stores, says Kmart's information technology team detected the breach yesterday. They think it started early last month. Kmart has fixed the problem, but company leaders say some customers' debit and credit card numbers have been compromised. Other big retailers, including Target and Home Depot, have also been hit by hackers. Your time now is 7:06 on WKYT this morning. After dodging whether she voted for President Obama, Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes has enlisted the help of Hillary Clinton. The former Secretary of State will campaign for Grimes Wednesday in Louisville. During a taped meeting with the Louisville Courier-Journal's editorial board, Grimes would not reveal whether or not she voted for the president in 2008 and 2012.
Did you vote for President Obama, 2008, 2012?
You know, this election it isn't about the president. It's about making sure we put Kentuckians back to work.
Did you vote for him?
I was actually in 2008 a delegate for Hillary Clinton, and I think that Kentuckians know I'm a Clinton Democrat through and through. I respect the sanctity of the ballot box.
After not answering again, Grimes went on to accuse Senator Mitch McConnell of putting government up for sale by opposing campaign finance reform. While the week started with the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll showing him behind in the race, Senator Mitch McConnell ended the week speaking to Commerce Lexington members. After being introduced yesterday afternoon by coal magnate Joe Kraft, McConnell did not have a problem talking about the president.
The bureaucracy, the executive branch, the people who work for the president, have engaged in massive overregulation all over the country in every sector of our society.
Next up, for McConnell and Grimes, they'll debate each other live on KET Monday evening.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Welcome back to WKYT this morning. Here is an update on our top stories. A 1-year-old child's death has been ruled a homicide. State police say a man in charge of caring for him actually killed him. They arrested 25-year-old Joseph Adams Friday afternoon in Boyle County. He injured the child at a home in Junction City. KSP says that 13-month-old died at the hospital. Nearly a year ago, a thief stole thousands of dollars worth of rare bourbon from a Franklin County distillery. Investigators say 65 cases of Pappy Van Winkle bourbon were stolen from the Buffalo Trace distillery. Police think the theft was an inside job. Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes has enlisted the help of Hillary Clinton. The former Secretary of State will campaign for Grimes Wednesday in Louisville. This comes after Senator Mitch McConnell ended the week speaking to Lexington businessmen.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Now at 7:30, a Boyle County man is behind bars after a 1-year-old's death is ruled a homicide. Plus, thousands of dollars of premium bourbon was stolen nearly a year ago, and police now say they believe the theft was an inside job. And the Cats plan to square off against UL Monroe later this afternoon. We'll tell you the plans for another win. We have these stories and more, plus breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning to you if you're just joining us on this Saturday morning. I'm Whitney Wetzel.
And I'm Mike Linden. It's been quite a week here in early October. A historic tornado outbreak with more wet weather to follow. And that's led us right into this weekend as damp conditions get us started. But that rainfall has begun to subside a little bit. Now just finding that toward the southeast of us. So if we take a look at what's going on, Laurel County getting in on some of the rainfall, pushing eastward toward Manchester there in Burning Springs. We head up north, not so much not so far away from that. In Breathitt County, Jackson also seeing some light rainfall as we get your day started. But again, over the past several hours, that rainfall has certainly begun to subside, even some lightning within that there in Tennessee as that continues to push eastward. But here's what I'll be talking about in a few minutes from now. Those damp conditions persisting through the morning hours and right up to kickoff of the UK game at noon. So I'll have your full forecast for what you can expect throughout Saturday and the strong storms set to work their way into Columbus Day Monday coming up for you in about 10 minutes.
All right, Mike, thanks. A Boyle County man is behind bars this morning after a child's death has been ruled a homicide. Investigators say he injured the child that morning, which then led to his arrest. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with more details about this. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Whitney. State police say the boyfriend of the child's mother injured the toddler, causing the severe trauma that led to the child's death. 25-year-old Joseph Adams is now charged with murder. The Boyle County man was supposed to be caring for the 13-month-old, according to state police, when he killed him yesterday morning. The child's mother was not available for comment, but we did speak with her Junction City neighbors, who say they feel like they've lost one of their own.
It just makes me sick at my stomach. You know, I was just devastated by it because, you know, it just hurts me so bad, you know, to hear something like that.
Adams is being held in the Boyle County Detention Center. He declined our request for a jail interview. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. Police still have not made any arrests for the murder of an elderly Rowan County man. They say a friend found 82-year-old Lloyd Sounders dead on Thursday in the driveway of his home near Moorhead. Police ruled Sounders' death a homicide. The coroner says he died of multiple sharp and blunt force injuries.
I was devastated. A man that would give you his shirt right off of his back. And for someone to do something to him, it just wasn't right.
State police tell us at this point they do not have a motive for the murder. They also do not have any suspects. A second trial is now set for a double murder suspect in Clark County. Lonnie Martin was already scheduled to be in court May 4th of next year for the death of Kayla Klein. The Winchester Sun reports Martin will now go before a judge on September 14th for the case involving the death of his cousin Joseph Martin. Martin remains in the Montgomery County Regional Jail. A clerk shot during a robbery attempt is still recovering at UK Hospital, but she is improving. 21-year-old Zoe Reed was working in the Danville Domino's last month when a robber shot her. She lost a kidney, part of her liver, and part of her colon as a result. Her father tells the Danville Advocate Messenger that while Reed has a long road to recovery, she is now taking steps and starting to eat real food. Danville police have arrested 5 people in connection to this crime. New this morning, Lexington police are investigating a burglary at a laundromat overnight. It happened after midnight at the Emperor's Cleaners on Richmond Road. Investigators say they received a call from a passerby saying he noticed a window had been smashed. A man had apparently thrown a rock through the window of that business and then took a small amount of cash. Police say they have no description of the suspect at this time. Nearly a year ago, a thief stole thousands of dollars worth of rare bourbon from a Franklin County distillery. Despite many tips and leads since then, investigators still have not been able to track down the stolen Pappy Van Winkle bourbon. Investigators say 65 cases of the bourbon were stolen from the Buffalo Trace distillery. Franklin County Sheriff Pat Melton says the search continues for the $26,000 in missing liquor.
It's not like you've got a ring or a watch or a vehicle. You know, you've got something that is a consumable good, if you will, a lot of bottles, and trying to track that down and what actually happened to it and how they went out and everything else. I mean, it's been a challenge from the start.
Melton says investigators think they know what happened and who did it. They just have to prove it. A 13-year-old is behind bars this weekend, accused of stealing 2 semis. The Clark County Sheriff's Office says the boy first stole a tanker in Winchester and then drove it to Madison County before ditching it. A short time later, police say he then stole another tanker truck at a Madison County gas station. Police later pulled over that truck on I-64 near Winchester for not having taillights, and that's when they realized that it had been stolen.
I just couldn't believe that a child would be in a big truck like that and not tear up more than he did.
The teenager is now charged with receiving stolen property. Lexington police blame the rain for a crash that tied up traffic on Man-O-War Boulevard overnight. Police say the crash involved 3 cars at the Bull-Bitter Drive intersection. At one point, police had to reroute traffic while they cleaned up that crash. No one was hurt. Veterans across the state have now received more than $350,000. The Fayette County Veterans Treatment Court received the grant Friday afternoon. The court helps take veterans out of jail or addiction and put them through helpful programs. More than 800 veterans were drug tested through the program, and 90% of the tests were negative. Fayette County has the 2nd largest population of veterans in the state. After dodging whether she voted for President Obama, Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes has now enlisted the help of Hillary Clinton. The former Secretary of State will campaign for Grimes Wednesday in Louisville. During a taped meeting with the Louisville Courier-Journal's editorial board, Grimes would not reveal whether or not she voted for the president in 2008 and 2012. While the week started with the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll showing him behind in the race, Senator Mitch McConnell has ended the week speaking to Commerce Lexington members. After being introduced yesterday afternoon by coal magnate Joe Kraft, McConnell did not have a problem talking about the president. Next up for McConnell and Grimes, they'll debate each other live on KET Monday evening.
Well, despite the weather in Kentucky, rain or shine, it's always a good bet to be at the track.
There you go. And today is no different. Keeneland kicked off College Scholarship Day Friday with many activities planned, plus Vineyard Vines Day. Deanne Stevens is at Keeneland this morning to explain. Good morning, Deanne.
Good morning from the Keeneland Gift Shop. Things are well underway as far as the fall race meet goes, but you don't want to miss today. It's another special day, Cotton Colors Day here at the Keeneland Gift Shop. Kathleen Matacola is with us, and this stuff is hugely popular right now.
Kentucky's actually the #1 state for this particular line, called Happy Everything, started by a woman who wanted to celebrate every moment in her girls' lives. A good test grade, a beautiful piece of artwork she brought home, and it all works by Velcro. You buy the base, you attach what they call an attachment, very original, to the pieces, and all seasonal, all artwork, all everything you can imagine. Happy Everything, and they're personalizing ornaments out there for us today. Buy a base, get an attachment. Buy 3 attachments, get a 4th. Lots of promotions going on today for us.
I was going to say, you make it a little cheaper for folks on a day like today, right?
Yes, we want people to celebrate everything and be here with us, celebrate the races, celebrate life. That's what the line's all about.
Okay, and also you've got ornaments and all kinds of little goodies. My kids love our Happy Everything plate because they too can participate in changing things in and out.
They can, absolutely. I mean, from the funny wash your hands that you could put on a soap pump, you could put it on the cookie jar. There are just hundreds of different attachments that you can use, just like I said, to celebrate life in every little moment.
Okay, you guys open at 9, gates open at 11, first race after 1 o'clock. No reason not to come out. What time will all the Cotton Colors celebrations be going on?
They are going to be here by 9. We'll be set up running by 10.
All right, come on out and see them here at the Keeneland Gift Shop. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
All right, looks like fun. Rainy at Keeneland, but I mean, at least you can...
You're always having a good time here at Keeneland.
Exactly. Well, it is 7:46.
Bill Bryant returns when we come back.
Good morning. I'm Bill Bryant. Dr. Rice Leach discusses some public health concerns, a preview of Kentucky newsmakers, coming up on WKYT this morning. Good morning. We hope you're having a nice weekend. Public health leaders in Kentucky have several things to ponder and prepare for right now. They don't think we'll have to deal with Ebola, but they tell providers they have to be ready. The enterovirus is another concern, and flu season is starting, and that could be the most widespread health issue to confront. Dr. Rice Leach runs the Fayette County Health Department and joins me on this weekend's edition of Kentucky Newsmakers. What are the current conclusions about this threat?
Well, the conclusions are several. Number one, Lexington has already had 3, call them fire drills, of suspected cases coming in from Africa and the Middle East with diseases that you would want to get on top of. And between the doctors, the hospitals, our health department, the state, and the Centers for Disease Control, we have assessed each one of these things in a timely fashion and know what we're dealing with. And so one thing is we are assured that we have a system that works. So what did we conclude from this meeting on Monday? Well, we concluded that one, we're in very good shape, but number two, we have some things we could do better. For example, if Lexington had a person come in from Africa and turned out to have that disease, and the system worked the way it has this summer, we would know about it very quickly and hopefully have very few contacts. If we had a situation like Dallas where they may have had as many as 100 people, we have to get on top of that fairly quickly, and that would take some more help. So we concluded that at some point we need to do training for other people to help us collect information on people that the health department would in turn follow up on.
So you would have people believe that prudent steps are being taken on the local, federal, and state level to lessen the chance of the spread of this Ebola virus.
Yes, sir. I would say that. We've demonstrated it here in Lexington, and that's the thing that I hang my hat on. This, for whatever reason, the doctors, I can't give enough credit to the physicians. These docs had a patient come in sick, knew they'd been in a high-risk area, put it together, called us the same day they saw the patient. And that's how you get ahead of these things.
What did you think when you got those calls?
Going to be a long weekend. And it was. One of them was over Memorial Day weekend. We didn't think it was the real thing, but in my line of work, you have to assume it is until you prove it isn't.
How long have we been watching Ebola as a threat to public health around the world?
I first heard about it probably 25 years ago as something to be concerned about, because in all that time we still don't have a vaccine and we still don't have an antiviral that works against it. But it was always over there in Africa. You may remember a movie with blocking their names, but anyway, they were going to drop this bomb into this area in California to burn it up. That was one of those hemorrhagic fever viruses from Africa. So this stuff's been around, and it's been on the radar, and it's been talked about. And even the airport, when they were there the other day, their contingency plan for people getting off airplanes identifies the possibility of this. So it's been around a long time, but there's nothing like the real thing to stimulate interest in confirming assumptions about what we do that's being done right, and finding out things we can tighten up a little bit.
Now, to see the full interview with Dr. Rice Leach and a discussion of the most recent WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll, set your DVR or catch it tomorrow morning at 6 on WKYT or on its repeat at 10 on the CW Lexington. I'm Bill Bryant, and we'll be right back with more on WKYT This Morning.